say good night because it's
Good
night. We
evening, good
don't
night, good morning, good afternoon.
listen. We don't know what time. We know the day, but the time just seems just so high. But guess what? Good evening and welcome everyone to another session of prayer for marriages. Oh my God, I can't believe we're mid past mid November. About to say October, November. We just for saying it's the summertime and we taking a break and we just came back and about to be on break again. But good evening, and welcome. I am your host, Dr. Marcia Baker, along with Evangelist Nikki. And guess what, y'all? Let's celebrate Evangelist Nikki. Her and her husband is celebrating 13 years of being together, 6 years of being married. What a wonderful thing. Married for 6 years, being friends for Y'all, 13. let's Let me tell celebrate. you, that is amazing. That's awesome because listen, sometimes we tend not to marry our friends, but that's the way it should be. We marry our friends, right? So I'm truly happy. So I'm wishing them a happy belated anniversary. And guess what, y'all? Our girl Evangelist Nikki, she's gonna be celebrating her birthday next week, but we're not gonna be on, so we want to send her happy birthday as well. Birthday shout out to you, Evangelist Nikki, and again, happy birthday to you and Mr. McKenzie. May the Lord continue to bless, cover, and keep you. And I know most of the sessions that we do because they help me. I know most of the sessions is helping you to create that and foster that healthy environment in your home and in your marital relationship. So we're here again this week, and we're going to be wrapping up on why do my spouse feel the need to control me? And this week we're talking about, is it healthy? So we're gonna get started in. Is that just gonna come and kick it off, and then we're just gonna tie in stuff, and we're gonna wrap up tonight. All right. So let's go. Do me a favor while you're watching us. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and share out so we can have some more people on. Share to your family and friends who is watching. Hi, my friend. Deacon Pierre Brown. We went to church together. So welcome to you all. Go ahead, over to you, Evangelist Nikki.
Greetings, greetings. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day, good noon, whatever time zone you're streaming from. It is good to be back. And yes, thank you, Evangelist Baker. Yes, I married my best friends, and we talk about it all the time. Like you gotta be friends first. So even when the love don't feel like the love, you remember your friendship is what gonna cement to you. So
Mhm.
yes, thank you, everyone, for the celebration that celebrates with us yesterday. The prayers, the word of encouragement, the support, the love. Listen, we do appreciate it. It cannot be too much. Your prayer, listen, we solicit daily. So we thank you all for your support yesterday in celebrating with us. And yes, I'm looking for an amazing birthday. Yes, it's gonna be. Listen, this is a month for me because my husband wanted us to get married on my birthday, and I'm like, I don't think so. It's two separate days.
Two
No, I want
separate
my
days.
own day.
Yep.
This the 16 is ours. The 26 is mine. I'm not sharing that. So yes, I thank you, Evangelist, again, and thanks everyone again for the love and thanks for the early birthday blessing. We appreciate it. I really don't take your words for granted. When people take the time to share, a word of encouragement, a word of prayer, it means so much because word is energy and word is power. So I thank you all that celebrated with us and it's still celebrating with us because listen, we celebrate the entire month. Listen, the entire month we celebrate. And it's all God grace. I don't take credit for where we are. It's all God grace. Listen, like, someone said whoever he placed in our lives is always for purpose. And I say my
For
husband is
purpose.
part of my
Yes.
purpose. It's a fulfilled purpose. God don't make mistake. And when God places us together in the obstacle, in whatever challenge we face, we can always lean on him for strength because he strengthens us daily. So we don't take it for granted. It's not, as evangelists would say, it's for the faint of heart, marriage, and it's not for the faint of heart. But you have to know your why. and why
Mhm.
God placed you all together. So I really thank God for my best friend. If, minister, me calling him
Minister.
minister, he can be like, no, 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 no. My best friend,
That's
in
it. Speak,
life,
speak,
my life
speak, speak into
partner.
that. That's right.
Listen, he just told me, he's like, no, 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 I heard for that. But my best friend is my biggest cheerleader, my biggest critic, my biggest supporter, and I love him dearly. And, daily he knows, I try to love him a little bit more than the day before.
That's
I'll
it.
tell you that, I'm a hard cookie sometimes, but, I mean well. So, Mr. Mackenzie, thank you that every day we get to choose each other, and it's all God graced. It's all God. Yes. So yes, today we wrapping up. I know you guys gonna miss us dearly, but don't be dismayed. As Evangelist said, we'll have the rebroadcast shared out with someone that might be going through a situation in the holiday season. You never know, because this is a season where a lot of folks get lonely. A lot of folks have so many different things going on. The end of the year coming, so many dreams, so many goals that was set that wasn't met, and people get discouraged. It's a very stressful time of the year. This is the time of the year that most suicide is committed, especially by men. So check on your male friends, support them, encourage them in this season. And just shameless plug for any men that you know in the Fort Lauderdale area this weekend. The ministers in Kingdom Builders will be having their men conference, the conference of ministers. But women are welcome to come along too. But if you have a guy friend, your husband, your spouse, and you're going to be available this weekend, please, tune in to I think there'll be live streaming and well. Kingdom Builders International Apostolic Ministries, where my good friend Minister Hayden, my good friend Minister Sibylis, and Minister Joshua, Minister McCurry. The men is going to be in charge under the leadership of Apostle Dr. Lenville Nelson, Pastor Mavis Nelson. Will
Mhm.
be there to welcome you guys. So support the men. There is not a lot of men in Christendom. So when they do show up, they need
Right.
the support also from us women as well to keep cheering them on, right? So it's going to be an epic. They promise it's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. So please support, support, support. So even though you might not see us for the next, 6 weeks or so, we'll be back
Weeks.
in January with a month of prayer. And just check out the catalogs that we have out there on YouTube and Facebook. Share it with someone, something you might miss, rewatch a topic again, because you never know, how it might speak to you differently, where your mindset is. And tonight we're going to be concluding on why do spouse feel the need to control, and is it ever healthy? And I think we're what, the fourth week now or so. We've
Yeah,
been
this
going
is
for a
week
minute
number
with this
4.
topic. So we're wrapping up today. We're just going to re-summarize, what we've been discussing so far. And we want y'all to share with us, and let us know if you do you ever had a healthy experience of control. I mean, most people call it boundaries, but have you ever had that healthy experience? Because we hear about the negative side a lot. If were you ever a controller? Were you being controlled? And how did you break free from that? Let us know. Did it turn into healthy after it becoming healthy? Were you able to turn it around into a healthy situation? So, we don't have it all figured out. We're learning as we go. And there's time when it's necessary to take control. But again, as we discussed over the past series, it's all about communication. It's all about
Communication. Yes.
effective communication. And so tonight we want to encourage everyone that is tuning in tonight to share with somebody, reach out to somebody, send a pigeon note, text, something. Forward the message tonight. Tonight we're concluding before we go on vacation. So we want to wrap up the series that we've been discussing. Why do spouse feel the need to be in control? And is it ever healthy? And if it is healthy, because we discuss the unhealthy side a lot, right? So what do you consider a healthy side of control? That sound good, Evangelist? So that's how we're gonna wrap
It
up today,
sounds
right?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah,
good.
that's how we're gonna wrap up today. And some healthy sides. The dialogue, the vernacular might change, but at the end, we're discussing is the control part where a lot of people get like it can never be healthy. But if we kind of look into it and see the need, why do you need to control? Why do you need to give up control? What are the boundaries, right? And it all stem with having those conversations. Because remember, marriage is sacred. It's a sacred journey. It's a covenant designed not for control, but for companionship. Yet many couples wrestle with the desire to control, whether it's a decision, emotion, or even, place to grow. Some people feel like they're suffocated, their
Mm-hmm.
dreams not
Mm-hmm.
acknowledged, their desires, and But today, let's reflect on the truth. Control often comes from, as we discussed, fear.
Right.
Fear. Why? Because of childhood
What are you afraid
experience.
of? What are you afraid
Yeah,
of? Why
it's
you know,
childhood
why?
experience where they feel like,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not in control, something's gonna go wrong, and it's illusion in their mind because of what they see. Either
Mm-hmm.
mom was in control or dad was the domineering one,
Mm-hmm.
but love casts out fear. Always remember that. When we surrender
Perfect love.
controls to
Put
God.
that in there. Perfect love cast out fear.
Yes. But it
Mm-hmm.
takes us surrendering to God, surrendering that control to God. We make room for trust, respect, and deeper intimacy. And that's why we said, before most people said, when I get married, I'll become a husband. When I get married, I'll become a wife. No, 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 no. And that's why we said these has to be modeled by submitting to God first. Your singleness, your single years is your years to commit, to submit, to surrender to God. So when you have a spouse now, it's not a foreign language for you. You feel like they're
Right.
controlling me, right? Because now you have those healthy dialogue as we have dialogue with our Father, Jesus Christ, the Lord and Savior for our life. How do you have dialogue with Him? Does you feel like He controls you? Right? Where's that stemming from? Right? So when you learn to build healthy relationship, when you go into relationship now, it's not a foreign language for you. You can have those dialogue because a lot of time the control come from unspoken. They assume this is how I see mom did it, dad did it, so hey, this is how it go. It from insecurity. A
Right.
lot of people see control as I feel safe when I'm in control. And we can't be all things to all people. Be real now, right? So a lot of people feel like if I'm not in control, if I don't have the first, the middle, and the last word, I don't feel safe. Well, where is that coming from? Did your spouse create that environment for you, or did you came in with that perception based on your childhood? See, healthy guidance in marriage is not about domination, but about mutual support. When spouses learn to release control, they discover freedom in partnership where both voices matter and both hearts are heard. But
Mm-hmm.
when it's my way, you do things my way, your dream don't matter, your goals don't matter. And that's why it's important. At the beginning of the year, we always set our goals for the year, right? We need that for a relationship. We need what the goal is for the relationship. What is the goal is for you as an individual, right? Where a lot of folks they can't see outside of their spouse. They don't have their own autonomy. It has to be tied with their spouse, and that's not fair because when life be life in, because sometimes one spouse outlive the other. Then what do you do in those situations? And it's inevitable. We all on borrow time. So how do you learn to be your own individual self and be able to come to the table with your ideas, your spouse ideas, and then collaborate and come up with a decision going to be a win-win for both. Where it's not,
Right.
it's my way or the highway. So true strength in marriage is about it's not about holding tight things like because anything you cage up is gonna want to break free. But it's letting go and trusting God plans together.
Evangelist,
Together.
evangelist, stick a pin right there. You said that anything you cage up will just run free, and that is true. Yeah,
Always want to
yeah, yeah.
break free.
Like sometimes when I go to my friend's house and she has her dog in the cage, soon as she lift that cage up, like the
Ready to
dog is
go.
gone, and then she has like, come back, come back, come back. And so this is if an animal loves to be free, what saves us human? And
Yes.
I want to apologize for using the example of the analogy of the dog being in a cage because we're not dogs,
But it
right?
is the same thing
But
as a bird.
but
When we
or a
cage up a
bird,
bird,
right?
it's the
Or
same
any
thing,
type of animal that you
Animals,
put in a cage, once they have the freedom to go out, they'll go.
Yes.
Some of them will, because others, the ones that don't go out, they don't go out because of fear. Because sometimes when to get them back in the cage, you have to threaten them, you have to hit them or something. So
Mhm.
they're scared, right? So it's the same like human. Anytime you try to control us, what happens is you really create a distance, and you don't want to have distance in your relationship. You want to have a close knit. And listen, we are one, right? We are one. And sometimes I snore and my husband snore. Depends on who falls asleep first, has the upper hand with sleep, right? And so I realize sometimes I'll fall asleep first, and I know if I know he has to get up and go to work, I lay in my guest room, right? And so sometimes he'll come in and he's like, "You're not coming to the bed, right?" And I said, "Because I want him to get a good, healthy night's rest." But if I'm not there for him to spoon or cuddle, he doesn't get a nice rest. So he said, "I'll tolerate the snoring." So I was like, "Okay, no problem." So, and that's called collaborating, right? Because we both get what we want, right? And so a lot of times when you try to control, you create distance, right? And so you're pushing your partner away when you do that. But when you love them, and when you communicate openly, listen, this is why before you say I do is needed. Shameless plug for our Thursday night community, because we learn all of these communication strategies, how to commute with our spouse effectively. And so, because listen, as a counselor, as a marriage therapist, communication is key. I counsel so many couples that clash because of miscommunication. I hear them complaining and talking to me, and I'm like, "You're having a communication issue. You're having a communication issue. It's the all of the issues that sparks from miscommunication is because of the ineffective communicating. And I see it all the time. As soon as they start talking, and I just allow them to talk, right? I'll just allow them to talk, and I'm like, they're not understanding each other. They're speaking a foreign language. This one is trying to control that one, control the narrative. And I just laugh, and I wait till they get finished, and I'm like, y'all, and I'll give most of them, if not all of them, the session that we had on effective communication. And then they come back and laugh because they're like, "Oh my God, we see ourselves." Learn how to effectively communicate with your spouse. Now, some of you may be saying, "But evangelist, that might work for you, right?" But I want you to stop. If you're the controller in your relationship, stop for a moment. If you're being controlled, find a way to let your spouse know what is happening. Because with good, proper communication, right? Set healthy boundaries. If listen,
That's it.
if you are in a relationship, right? You're dating and courting, and the person is controlling you, don't get married to that person. I'm telling you now, because it's going to escalate and become worse. It's not going to get better, because guess what's going to happen now? If you're dating someone or courting someone and they're controlling you now, when you get married, it's going to triple or quadruple, right? Or sextuple. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's going to heighten. And you know what the person's going to say, but you never said anything before. What? And most of the time, when we blow our fuse, it's because we've allowed the bad behavior for so long. Because it's not cute when he tries to say, "Oh, I don't like that, take it off." And you take it off. And he keeps saying it. "I don't like your hair like that, so you don't do your hair like that." But you like it like that, right? And so you keep trying to please him because you think that's going to make you feel better, but it doesn't. Right? And so now one day you're choo choo, the train is blowing, and you're blowing your lid, and you're like, "I'm out." And like, "Well, what happened?" But what you allow, that's what's going to happen. So if you set healthy boundaries from the dating stage, and you're communicating, say, "This is how I feel when you," right? And you put your feelings out there, and you express yourself. I don't know if it's our culture or not, but sometimes we don't know how to talk out our feelings. And I saw something on Facebook today that I want to invite the person to come on, before you say I do, and discuss how to express yourself in a healthy way without your partner feeling funny. right? So, yeah. It's a losing, you're fighting a losing battle when you're trying to control your spouse. It's not healthy. Can it be healthy? It depends on your situation and your circumstances. Go ahead, Evangelist.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And I said, misunderstanding a lot of relationship could have been saved if you just take the time to understand each other, right? And it can be healthy when you choose to communicate effectively by choosing respectful language.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Jamaican, we have this colorful language at times, right? But when you choose respectful language and avoid shouting, because now you're not speaking to each other, you're shouting at the
you're talking
person. So you're
at.
not tackling. The thing that my husband always tell me, and this was a challenge for him because we grew up two different worlds. I grew up in the church world. I grew up in the country. My husband grew up in the city. City, all his life. He's a
See,
city guy.
right then and there, they have a disconnect because
Different vernacular,
yeah, country life is different from city life, right?
different.
So
It's in the country,
right
we're
then and there, they
shelters.
have to communicate.
Yeah, everybody know everybody in our community, and
Mm-hmm,
we are tight niche. You know what I mean? And he grew up where it's like he grew up in a survival thing because he grew up in this heart of the city where they're more about survival. We're about you know not just existing but thriving. That's how
mm-hmm,
I grew up. He grew
mm-hmm,
up in survival mode. So it's
mm-hmm,
two different mindset when we come together,
mm-hmm,
and when we have a misunderstanding or a disagreement, I'll pause and I examine, okay, where did I see myself wrong in this?
mm-hmm,
How can I fix me? So I
mm-hmm,
can go to him and say, listen, this is my fault and I apologize for this part, but can we work on this part, right? It
mm-hmm.
was foreign for him because he's used to attacking the person,
Right.
the problem. So
Mm-hmm,
when I said that to him, I said, listen, we have a disagreement about X, Y, and Z. We're not at each other's throat. We're not
right.
attacking each other. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where a lot of people miss the mark. We started attacking each other and the problem gets sweep underneath the rug and we never solve the problem. So every
Never.
season is the same problem coming up. Birthday coming up for some people get anxiety and it's the same thing over and over because you never address the issue.
The
So you
issue.
both can collaborate on a solution. What we do, we attack each other. So every time he started getting out of pocket back then, I was just like, hold on. I think we're having a misalignment here because what you're talking about and what I'm talking about is two different
Two
things.
different
So
things.
I'll check for understanding. And I always have to remind him, listen, we have a disagreement. Let's focus on the disagreement. Me and you never disagree as human being. We have a situation that we both do not see eye to eye. How can we meet in the middle? Right? So
Mhm.
let's attack the problem so we can find a solution. So when I tell people like I don't argue with my husband because then I'm gonna attack his character. I'm gonna hit
Right.
below the belt. You know how human can get when we use those colorful language, the disrespect start kicking in. Right? So I'm like, no, we're not gonna go there. Let's
No.
focus on what the situation is at hand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what will strengthen your friendship. Like, I don't want to hurt my friend. You know what I mean? Let's find a way to discuss the problem. Let's check for understanding. Are we on the same page in what the disagreement is? And like I told folks, marriage don't have problem. And people like, yeah, my marriage is falling apart. I said, no. If the people in the marriage fix their issue, marriage is a beautiful thing because marriage is made up of people. So when we learn to communicate effectively, checking
Mm-hmm.
for understanding, not disrespecting each other, calling each other name, right? But to understand, but to understand that we have a disagreement and a situation.
But
Let's attack the problem.
you know what it is? You know what I find that when persons is attacking the person and not the situation is because there's a buildup. So because there's so many things happening and it's so many unresolved issues. So when you finally is in a this
Feel like
in
you got that voice
you
now.
have
You're
that
gonna
voice
lay
that says
everything on the
everything.
table that has nothing to do with
That has
with
nothing to
what's
do with what
happening
you're
in the
saying.
now. And
Right.
I'm that one. I'm gonna dissect it. I'm like, let's see what. Make sure we're talking about the same thing, so we
Mm-hmm.
both can understand this is what we're solving for.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a problem solver by trade, right? My
Right.
job is to solve a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Is to always think ahead. Is to do mitigation steps. So I'm always gonna reel it back. okay, what is the problem here? How we
Right.
get to a solution?
Right.
And
Finding the root
yeah,
cause of the
and it will
issue.
stop them in their tracks. It will
Mm-hmm.
stop. We're like, what? What do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You will, and that's when it's healthy to have those dialogue, checking for understanding. I know that we're not attacking each other. We're not
No.
against each other. It's me, you against the world, not the other way around.
Right.
So
Right.
it can be healthy when we find those middle ground to
Mm-hmm.
be able to check for understanding, communicate effectively, and understand the boundaries. And it can change over time. So
Over
each,
time.
whether
Yes.
it be 3 months, 6 months, a year, do assessment, check in with each other. How are we doing? This is what we commit to do. Are we on par? Is it a change? Because every 10 year, our mind reset, right? So it's always good to check in. Because
You,
what I might like in my 20s, you might not like in your 30s anymore. So you got
you,
to check in with
you
each
know,
other.
what I want to ask to Evangelist Nikki about that, because how is the dating? Are you still dating when you're married? Because if you
But that's the thing, because that's what drives us, because it's not foreign. We've been doing it for so long, it's just natural for us. There's time
Mhm.
I'll say, okay, it's been 6 weeks or whatever, based on how my work schedule and my husband, and we'll check in. And I'm like, hold on, babe, you know what your schedule going to be looking like for this weekend? It's
Mhm.
been a while since I take you out on a date. I'm not going to
Right.
call him and say, you ain't take me out on a date in a long time.
Right.
It's
Right.
both of our responsibilities. So I'll check in with him, babe. What your schedule looking like? You know what I mean? What you got planned for this weekend? I'm not gonna barrage him and say, hey, you need to take me out. It's been 6 weeks, it's been a month. No, I'm like, it's been a while since I take my husband out on a date.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right? And he's naturally say, you know what, babe, I haven't taken you out in a while. Let's do X, Y, and Z, and we'll come up with suggestion. But
Right.
it's never like, oh, he ain't dating me. It's supposed to be the man. Who determines that? Society
Right.
don't determine how we function in our relationship, right?
Right.
We determine how it functions. Some people are like, well, is the man supposed to take me out? No,
No.
when you're married, it's both of our responsibility.
Boom.
There's time I want to Netflix and chill. There's time you want to go out, and we work and see which is gonna work for us. Sometimes it doesn't mean dress up, go to a restaurant. Sometimes it means just going on the trail, go for a walk, and that's a date. But what it takes communication and boundaries. So he can be healthy, but it takes us to partner together, right?
And
So
that's
yes,
what
check back the replay. I think we're coming up to time. It's been time, so we're coming up to time now. So we gotta wrap up.
I want to say this before we go though. Our apostle is on. Apostle Lenville, Apostle Dr. Lenville
Doctor.
Nelson is on. Bless you and welcome, Apostle. Listen, I want to say this, right? It's when you're married, it's not she need to do this or he need to do this. It's both of you say, you know what, I want to treat my spouse good. Right? Listen, I sent my husband to get a massage. He's like, I said, babe, did you enjoy the massage? He's like, I can't tell the difference. I said, you wasn't relaxed. He was like, yes, I was. I said, no, you wasn't. Then he was like, yeah, because a few times she had to say, relax. I said, listen, when you're getting a massage, you're supposed to be so relaxed that you go to sleep. But you should be asleep by the end of it. So this is his second time going. So I'm gonna let him go again. So because and that's a treat for him. And I get some me time, right? I get I get some
Win-win.
me. It's just a win-win. He gets to be relaxed and pampered, and I get some me time to do whatever, to finish my laundry, to finish some studies, to whatever, to cook. I make sure by the time he comes back, he has something to eat. So, but that's me, right? I like to do stuff like that. But so you have to make sure that I sign you and Pastor Mavis up, Dr. Nelson. So, when you want to take care of your spouse, you will find things to make to help foster happiness in their life. Because number one, remember, Evangelist Nikki tell us it's that's too much responsibility to put on another human being to make you happy, right? So just to help him along his happiness journey, right? Yes, Lady Colette, treat your spouse the way you want to be treated, right? And Evangelist Nikki always says that. Be the change that you want to see in your spouse. You want your spouse to love you more? You love them more. You want them to show respect in how they speak to you? You have to do that, right? And guess what, too? If you're in a situation where your spouse is controlling you or you're controlling your spouse, guess what? Seek professional help. Please check out MBM Holistic Therapy Service Counseling Services. Shameless plug, that's me, right? So I wear many hats, like Evangelist Nikki said. So, there is help out there. Don't feel like you cannot get help. Don't feel like that you have to suffer in
Yes.
silence. And we've been saying this all year long.
Yeah.
There is help out there. I do offer a free 15-minute counseling session then to see if I'm able to take you on as a client, right? So you have to know what you need in your life. And the goal of this ministry is to foster healthy marriages, right? One couple at a time, one family at a time. So if tonight a couple is listening to our broadcast, whether it be the wife or the husband, and you say, you know what, I'm going to institute that. We have saved the marriage. So one couple at a time, right? If we have 52 sessions or maybe 45 or 47 sessions, we have done our job for the year to save one marriage at a time. Amen. Listen, Evangelist Nikki alluded to it earlier. Listen, if you're not doing anything on this weekend, Friday night and Saturday night are the Men of Kingdom Builders International. We'll be having their conference. Listen, we have three dynamic speakers that is going to come and minister the word of the Lord to us. We have Minister Frank McCurry. I said his name right. Minister
Yeah.
Frank McCurry,
Mhm.
Prophet Joshua Shaw, and we have Minister, the singing minister, Dwayne Hayden. He's coming and under the leadership of our men's president, Minister Dwayne Siblis, and after the root after under the leadership also of Apostle Dr. Lenville and Mavis Nelson. All right. So listen, you're not doing anything Friday night and at Friday night and Saturday night and Sunday morning. We would love to see your face in the place at 6150 West Oakland Park Boulevard, Sunrise, Florida. Hey, listen, if you have not yet joined our Thursday night community, you want to do so on this Thursday. We were going to talking about, do people still tithe? That's what we're going to be talking about. Do we still tithe? Do we tithe as a couple or do we tithe single? Do it. Are we still tithing? Come on. So come on out Thursday. It will be on Zoom only. It will not be on Facebook or YouTube. All right. So listen, y'all, this is our last session for 2025. So listen, the Lord has tremendously blessed us. We want to say thank you for your support throughout the year. This is our last session. As Evangelist Nikki said, please go back, watch the replay. We have a plethora of topics that we've been discussing. Listen, there should be no reason why you are lacking. Listen, connect to us, subscribe, like our YouTube page. We're trying to get to 500, y'all. Come on, we can get to 500. I think we might be like at 440 something. So come on, let's make it up to, by the time we come back in the new year, we should be at 500. All right. And also again, remember, men, calling all men in South Florida. Come on, listen, we're gonna see
The
you
ministers will be in
January.
charge, men in charge
Men
this
in,
week. And
that's what
there,
I'm talking
listen,
about.
I'm
Men
not
in
just
charge.
saying that it's going to be epic because I know it's going to be epic because not only that they are my ministers, but these are mighty men of
Valor,
valor.
yes.
Listen, you don't want to miss this weekend to see the men in charge. Listen, when
Let's,
men take
and they're
the
gonna be
leadership
men in
role,
black, and oh,
it's
they have a
epic.
T-shirt that they're offering too. A T-shirt for I
Yes.
think it's $25. And listen, inbox me if you need a T-shirt. Right, it's $25. The size and your color that you
And
want.
I think their theme is repair of the
Oh
breach
yeah,
is
repair of
their
the preach.
theme. Yes, so it's promised to be epic. Please come out and support the repair of the breach. Yes, come out and support my good friend Minister Azent and the men president Minister Dwayne Sibilis. Listen, mighty men of valor under the leadership of our tutelage Dr. Apostle Enville Nelson and Pastor Mavis Nelson. Promise to be epic, guys. Don't miss.
Amen.
Don't miss.
Listen, we love you. We're going to miss you, but we want you to have a happy and healthy Thanksgiving. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy
Christmas.
Hanukkah, Happy
Yes.
Kwanzaa, and a blessed new 2026. We're going to come back stronger, better, and wiser. All right. This is your host, Dr. Marcia Baker, along with Evangelist Nikki McKenzie, saying, have a happy, healthy New Year and a holiday. See you on Thursday night, though, and on the weekend for our men's conference. Love you.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Apostle. This is our last session for the year. Go back and catch some of the
2025.
replays
Yeah.
for 2025. Listen, it's an amazing year. And we're gonna always come back with some amazing topics, but we start the month of January off with prayer.
Right.
All right. So join us for prayer for marriages in 2026. God bless you. God keep you. Love you. Say your last goodbye for 2025, Evangelist Nikki.
Blessing everyone, and we're looking forward to a 2026 of health, wealth, restored marriage, renewed faith, renewed hope. Listen, fostering marriages is our goal, and we cannot do it without you. So please share, as Evangelist said, we are pleading with y'all. Please share these broadcasts, tune in, listen. And we also have merch. Don't forget, we have merch. So listen, you want to stay connected to us and social media. You want to stay connected to us with our merch. Listen, both of us wearing MBM merch. So please support, like, and share. And reach out. Reach out to Marcia Baker's Ministry at gmail.com for more information or inbox us. We'd love to hear from you. Have a blessed holiday and a blessing 2026 awaits us.
Amen. God bless you all.